Hi, everybody, and welcome to our very first edition of our YouTube channel, Rolling in Crypto, where we're going to build a community and all of us together are going to learn about crypto, the ins and outs, how to trade, where to trade, and why to trade. I'm Al, and with me today is Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hello, how's everyone doing? I am looking forward to sharing just our love and passion for crypto, as we've been in it for a while, and this is pretty much all we do now.
Well, I'm sure spirits are a little higher now than they were yesterday, because I know my portfolio is finally going up instead of going down.
Yeah, and of course, if you bought the dip, then maybe you're also very excited.
Yeah. Did you happen to see that Matic was up like 43% this morning?
I was actually, and it's one of the things that I bought recently, so it's kind of done well for me through this little turbulent time.
I had already owned it, so I was excited to see that. Nice little surprise this morning when I got up.
The whole portfolio was up quite a bit this morning, so that was always nice to see.
Yay. We need a little graphic on the screen with the little fireworks and confetti.
The explosion every time the cryptocurrency goes up.
Hey, we celebrate when it goes up. Can't not celebrate when it goes up.
There is big moves in cryptocurrency, which is why investing in cryptocurrency is a risky proposition. We are not financial advisors. Nope. This is simply our opinion on the news of the day and kind of how we feel about the crypto market at any given time.
And we invite anybody out there who is an expert to share, and subscribe to our channel. Help the community out, teach us all something as we all learn together.
Yeah, we definitely will read your comments, and we really want to build a great community where we all can make money in cryptocurrency.
So one thing about if you want to share a little background on Brian and I, we've been in the internet business together for probably 2 decades now, and we were in e-commerce, and we have moved on and added to our arsenal with starting to learn about crypto and trading in crypto. And we want to share our expertise with anybody who's willing to listen.
Yeah, it's been a long time of being online with Al. The interesting thing is we actually did YouTube videos before this was popular, before you can make money on YouTube videos for our e-commerce sites. And I mean, that was almost 15 years ago.
2006, was it? That we
probably
did our first video. That's funny. I look a lot younger then.
Things have changed quite a bit since
we both had a lot more hair back then when we started doing video.
I always say I cut mine this way.
Okay, that's good. So today I know you had a news article that you wanted to discuss. Do you want to bring that news article up and let's take a look at it?
So this is one of the biggest things that I thought was really kind of important for news of the day. I know people are always talking about the prices of different coins and whether they go up or down, but I look at some of these big macro trends on, is this bullish for crypto? And I just think this didn't get that much play, but I think this is just huge, that crypto lender Nexo teams up with Fidelity to offer products for institutional investors. For those that don't know, Nexo is one of the lending programs where you can store your coins, you can earn interest on them, and then they lend them out. You can also take personal loans at low interest on your cryptocurrency. And then Fidelity, I mean, they're one of the largest asset managers in the entire space. And if you roll down, what they actually say is that institutional investors who use Fidelity as their custodians will have access to Nexo's products and prime brokerage under one umbrella. And one of the big things that they mentioned, this is from Kalen Medvedev, the co-founder and managing partner of Nexo. On one hand, what brought Nexo and Fidelity digital assets together was that we felt the pressing need to directly address institutional investors' challenge of safely storing digital assets, which has historically limited the large players from entering the space. And we have all that term, not your keys, not your crypto. But I think for a majority of people who are used to storing money in bank accounts, storing their money in Fidelity, Schwab, I think it's scary to have millions of dollars just in a hardware wallet or in crypto and they hear like it could go away, I need to keep all these
Hey,
passphrases.
it's scary to have thousands of dollars in there. I'm worried about it myself. That's why we do the things that we do to protect it: two-factor authentication, different passwords, different logins. There's a lot of things you can do, but I don't know if you're ever 100% safe.
No, and I think, you see like, for people to have mass adoption for cryptocurrency, this process has to be easy and they have to feel safe that, if something happens, they're not going to lose their money. I
Right.
mean,
Well,
right now,
as everybody knows, this is only good for crypto. I mean,
yes.
and you have to think, people like UBS, Fidelity has to be feeling pressure from their clients to make something accessible for them to get into crypto, because a lot of people, as you and I both know, it's not that easy to get into crypto. It's easy to kind of start with, something like Coinbase, but that's not really diving into crypto.
And if you have a decent amount of money in Fidelity, it's a big risk to all of a sudden jump into crypto and you see the market could have a 30% swing on any given day. You're not used to that, and it's very scary.
Yeah, yeah. But
And also,
the larger investors, I mean, especially if they don't have money in play in the market right now, if they're in a money market fund, or God forbid a savings account, they're making less than 1%. And
yeah,
every day on the news, you hear, this crypto went up 50%. This one is up 10x. If I was a really large investor, I would be on my broker like, why are you not putting me into this? Even if there is risk, the risk of doing nothing, they're losing money, having money parked due to an inflation, especially now inflation's in higher. If you're making less than 1% and inflation's growing at 5%, you're losing money.
absolutely. And then, of course, what does the mainstream media, any time of news, what do they always talk about? If there's some type of hack,
Oh, yeah.
so then that's what scares people away. And I think this is one of the reasons why Fidelity also is partnering with Nexo. So I brought this up. This is Nexo security for their digital assets. That there's 300. They have an insurance policy for $375 million in their digital asset coverage. I believe that's for their entire infrastructure. But if you scroll down here a little bit, you can see that for personally, there's your vault. If you store money in Nexo, you have $100 million insurance on your assets that you hold in Nexo.
Right.
And I think this is the number one reason why Fidelity is partnering with them.
Now, I believe, now you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that protects them in case that they're hacked. Now, if you give out your keys to somebody and somebody breaks into your wallet, are you covered for that?
As it relates to Nexo, I don't know, but Nexo is not your custodial wallet, right? So Nexo is holding your coins with BitGo. So you never technically are holding your coins. You just need to keep track of your username and password into Nexo. So it works different than your regular wallets.
I mean, you've probably heard the news story of the guy who had, I think he had 45 Bitcoin, if I'm not mistaken, and he got a phone call and said, "Hey, this is Coinbase. We got a problem with your account. Just happened to call the right guy, but I'm sure they're spamming people calling every day to get a hold of somebody." And he, this guy turned over his information. They moved all of his coins out, and Coinbase said, "I'm sorry, you gave your information away."
I think this is the biggest challenge with all cryptocurrency, right? But I don't think that hack's any different than the email ones that seem to work and they get people like all the time.
Yeah, but
I think this is the big. I think this is the big insurance, and the fact that if Nexo gets hacked, you're going to get your money back.
Right. And that's my point, is that I'm getting this covers you if they get hacked, but this, I don't believe it covers you if you give your information away, voluntarily or involuntarily. I don't know, and I think we should find out.
Yeah, we can definitely do that, but I think it's kind of the same thing. If you involuntarily give your information to your Chase bank account and they empty it, I don't know that Chase is giving you your money back from that either.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But
one of the other things I thought was interesting, it relates to the whole crypto, just the whole market. But these are some of the things that Fidelity has in their assets. Like In their discretionary assets under management, they have 4.2 trillion. I think sometimes these numbers are just gigantic. This is just Fidelity. This isn't even all the average different brokerage houses.
Yeah.
The firm's assets under administration, who also remained unchanged for the third quarter, was 11.1 trillion. Fidelity has 30.9 million retail accounts that have their money with Fidelity, and they have another 34.3 million workplace participants, so that your 401k through your job. But this is just lots of money.
I used to live right by their headquarters, and I know a lot of their brokers. And it is a campus. They have it's like a college campus, but it's just Fidelity.
Yeah,
it's amazing how large they are. And that, you may or may not, I believe, are they still privately held?
I do not know.
I'm almost positive that they're still privately held. It's still actually a private company. It's not it's not publicly traded. Could be wrong on that. That could have changed, but it used to be.
When you hear some of these people talking about how the whole market could go 10x, over the next 10 years. And I look at it's people from Fidelity and all the other different brokerage houses. Once they fully get into crypto and they have their clients have an easy access and trust, it's how can it not go up quite a bit? It's more money that's even in crypto right now. I mean, by a long shot.
When the retail investors finally get a chance to do this, because like I said, a lot of people are scared. A lot of people don't have the time to go figure out how to do it, which is why we have this channel to help people do it on their own. But there are a lot of people who don't want to learn it. And when they just want to go to their broker and say, hey, put me in Bitcoin. That's what they want to do.
That's the only name they know.
Well, exactly. And, and as more ETFs start coming out, it's, you probably don't remember this, but at one time, it was decided that collectible coins could be put into your IRA account. And when that happened, collectible coins exploded 100-fold. I mean, a coin that you could buy for $50 one week, the next week was $10,000, just because there weren't enough collectible coins to cover all the buying. And that's what I expect is going to happen with crypto. When all these brokerages get in there and they have to start buying, how does crypto just not explode? And I don't care how many coins there are. What are there, 20,000 coins now?
It just goes up every day. Yeah.
I mean, I can't keep track of it, but I think once that happens, even the smallest coins, even these meme coins are going, because they got to put money somewhere. I mean, look, Fidelity has $4.2 trillion. Now you're talking about UBS. How much do they have? How much does Morgan Stanley have? How much does JP Morgan have? I mean, is there, is there $50 trillion worth of assets being managed by companies that, a good portion of that's got to go into crypto?
Yeah, I mean, I think the number is just staggering.
Because for me, I pulled all of my money out of money market accounts, which were paying, 0.01%, all of my money out of savings accounts. And I put it into a stable coin and I'm staking.
Yep.
And I'm earning 10%.
And I think that once people understand that, and of course, those staking rates could be going away too, since that seems to be one of the biggest hangups for the Fed and the SEC that's supposed to be protecting the little guy, but really are just protecting the banks because it's making them look bad.
Yeah. Do you think because money has to be leaving these big banking institutions in droves? Just for example, you and I mean, we're moving our money out of banks and into, DeFi. So, they have a lot of pull in Washington. They have a lot of lobbyists in Washington. I would have to say, you would think they would get with the program rather than fight the program. Every bank has the ability to make their own token. Chase already has one.
Like anything, it's just fear, and then it takes a while, and they have a lot of money at play, and your first instinct is to protect it before you grow with it.
Just reminds me of the auto industry. At first they were fighting the electric car. They buried the electric car, but now Ford says they're going to be the number 1 or number 2 producer of electric cars.
Yeah, and all the big ones are in. Volkswagen is all in for electric cars, and then all their platforms, whether it's Audi or Porsche or so
So
on.
I think these big banking institutions would be better off getting in the game rather than trying to stop the game. Because I don't think you can stop this. You can't put this back in the bottle now.
I don't think so either. I think also like, I think they, what they say and then what they do are also two different things. Like the
Yeah.
CEO of Chase is always bad mouthing crypto, but then Chase has this thing.
Have you ever seen the chart of every time he comes out and badmouths cryptos, what crypto does?
Yeah, and then Chase is buying in the
Keeps going up.
backseat, and then well, even Chase just gave away their own NFT. So they did some
Yeah.
conference,
Yep.
gave away their own NFT, but their CEO says crypto's bad. NFTs
Yeah.
are garbage.
Well, I would be firing him if I was.
Well, I don't know. He could be smart. You know, he fuds it, and then they buy it lower.
Yeah, or maybe he's not tipping off his competitors. Maybe they're kind of following his lead. He's like, oh no, we're not getting into that. Absolutely not.
Yeah. So I have one other topic. I thought this is pretty interesting as we're on this bull run for crypto, if you still believe that the bull run is still available. But I think people forget like what crypto looked like, 4 years ago at the end of the last bull cycle. And one of the things, oh, I can't get my screen to come up, is that this is the historical snapshot from 2005 in November. And this is the top 10 in cryptocurrency. And that one thing I think you'll notice is that right here, only Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are still in the top 10 today. You think about it, all these coins, you look at their market cap, I mean, 1.7.
Where does Litecoin fall now?
I don't know where. Litecoin's probably in the 30s,
is it
20s, okay, somewhere. It's not too far, but it's still not 5 anymore.
Right.
So I think one of the things that was pretty interesting to me, like when they show like that, if we're going to have another parabolic run to the end of this bull cycle, is you're looking at, who's in the top 5 and the top 10. One of them that you don't see is Cardano. If you notice though, just in December, in 1 month, oh, I lost my screen.
You get it back. You still got it. But yeah.
Hang on. Here we go. I gotta move something. We'll edit this out. All right. So if you notice, they are down at 16 in November and at 2 cents. In 1 month, they're already up to 71 cents, and they're now in the top 5. And of course, have then been in the top 5, ever since for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And my thought is, what other cryptocurrencies could make a type of parabolic run like that are outside the top 10 today, but are going to get into the top 10 here in the next month if we have some big parabolic run? And one thing to kind of keep in mind too, before we even kind of look at those, is that if you already go to February of just another, 2 months later, Cardano's still 5th, but you can see it's already down to 37 cents. It was actually got up over $1, and the whole crypto market lost 70–80% of its value. And I think that if we do have some big parabolic run, people need to be prepared that you could have a major correction with how frothy and FOMO the prices could get.
I agree. Now I know we had a lot of leverage drop out from this last dip. If the leverage gets high again, I would absolutely look for a big dip. But as far as trying to find the next Cardano, one of the important factors is to, even though these meme coins will make runs, Cardano is based on good science. It actually is a usable program. A lot of people are using their program to build on. So what would be the next usable platform? And that's what I think we have to find out.
Well, I think, of course, the reality is we never know. But I think as this last bull cycle has kind of been on these layer 1 projects that are, I guess, the competitors to Ethereum, which is what Cardano was. And they have skyrocketed from Solana, which has already come rocketing into the top 10, which is now 5. And I think I kind of have it narrowed down into 3. And one's already 9. It's just Polkadot, we have
Polkadot,
Terra,
yes.
and then we have Avalanche.
Well, what are your thoughts on Luna though?
I just,
Oh, you just said Terra. You just said Terra. So
yeah,
Terra.
I think the overall thing is that they're all layer 1s. They've already all gone up. They've already, all starting to have adoption. I think the question is whether or not does any one of these just have a big run up. And I think even in the next month or so, it's really not going to be any major thing that's, oh, now there's just so many more people using it, because they're all based on price potential, right? The potential of what Avalanche could do or Terra could do. And I think all of them as a layer 1 have this potential to really kind of be around for the very, distant future.
Now you had made the comment that we don't know which ones are going to take off, but we can kind of eliminate some of the ones that have no real fundamentals. And I'm not advising anybody to buy this coin or not buy this coin or sell this coin, but Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, what are your thoughts on the future of those? I personally don't see those around in a year.
Yeah, I think that they have this big play when we're in a bull run and there's all this money and people are making it off Bitcoin. They move these things pump. And once, we hit a bear market and I think things get a lot tougher, you're just not going to be that excited to be putting your money into Shiba Inu or Dogecoin. The one thing that is interesting, Shiba Inu does have some potential that it on Ethereum blockchain more than Dogecoin does. I mean, in theory, it could be used for.
Right. I know, a few people had started adding on that they were accepting it as payment, but I don't know any usability for either one of them other than the French restaurant that said they were going to accept it. And that's about the only place that I've heard that was going to accept it.
Yeah, I think, ultimately, I think the one of the big winners that's going to come out, and I'm not just saying in the next month, but maybe, the next 10 years, but, we have to figure out a way to which project is really going to work for payments and make it easy to onboard users. You have to be able to, move it. It has to be easy, even if it's done through your phone, and pay for things and buy coffee or groceries. And
yes,
that whole process has to be easy. And someone that figures that out, I think is going to be the clear winner.
I agree. Yeah, usability is going to be a key factor in crypto going forward, because as of now, it's still not easy. It's doable, but it's not easy to pay. It's easier to pull your credit card out or use your phone to pay for things. But when I go to pay with crypto, I got to go through 3 or 4 different steps to pay with it. And
Yep.
I'm like, I'll just use my card.
Yeah, I think that's also where the layer 1 projects, whether it's Avalanche or Polkadot, Cardano, Solana, even Ethereum, because ultimately that whatever project might solve that problem, they're going to be built on one of those platforms, because it's
Yes.
so you have a stake in it, if you own those tokens.
Now, when you build on a platform, does other than like the fees, like the gas fees, do these people who are using and building on their platform have to pay any type of royalties or user fees, or is it just Ethereum makes the gas fee when people make transactions?
Well, they're decentralized, so the Ethereum doesn't get anything, right?
So when we pay these huge gas fees when we do anything with Ethereum, that money gets distributed back through staking,
Goes to the miners.
goes to the miners, and then but some of it goes to pay stakers, right?
Well, it depends on what type of mechanism they're using. So, Ethereum right now is proof of work going to proof of stake. The staking would be like Cardano. So then when you're staking it and they do the transactions, that's going to the staking pools, which are their way of mining.
Very interesting. Now I've heard, is it Cardano or Solana that isn't truly decentralized?
Well, Solana is the one that has a lot of big money
Yes.
backing it.
it's Solana is the one that, I've heard some complaints that they're not truly decentralized,
But
even
I
though
don't
they
know how
are.
much any of these are, though. I mean, they all have foundations. They all have their developers that are building on it. But they're way more than the Federal Reserve, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, as we always say, really, we expect big things. Big things are going to come. I personally think people will eventually start moving money out of the stock market into crypto. Not all of it, but portions of it.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, right now there aren't any Amazons or Apples that are, giving you 10x, 100x, but you can do it in crypto. And, sometimes if you do things right and you do your research and you listen to us, you can do it safely.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing, that people see crypto as the .com boom, right? So
Yes.
all the different cryptocurrencies you're looking at, is this the next Apple, Amazon, Google, Microsoft?
Well, my hat's off to the people who, had the courage, years ago to follow their instincts and invest in crypto, because myself, just a few years ago, I thought it was the next Beanie Babies. I didn't understand the usability of blockchain. And once you start to understand it, you can see, oh, yeah, this is something real. This isn't just a made up coin or a Beanie Baby or a tulip. This is real, this is usable, and this is growable, and it's sustainable.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank everyone for their listening to us today, and that we look forward to bringing you other great content. And please subscribe to our channel and
Like,
like our
share, and
videos.
subscribe.
All right.